And Albuquerque Police Chief Ray Schultz joins us now to take your questions. We put that number up a little earlier, and we'll get to your calls in a moment. But first, I want to thank you for being in this morning. Chief, thank you.
Thanks for having me, sir.
All right. Yesterday, a big announcement concerning trying to put a stop to, I guess, habitual criminals. Tell us about that program.
Well, Mike, what we've done is we've entered into an agreement with the district attorney's office. And what they're going to do is they're going to hire a couple additional attorneys that are going to specifically target and follow the cases involving prolific repeat offenders who have previous convictions. One of the things that we've been seeing is that it's a small number of criminals who commit most of the crimes, and they get many, many bites at that apple. We arrest the same people time and time again. They end up going through the criminal justice system, but they slip through the cracks. There are laws in New Mexico for habitual offenders that require mandatory jail sentences, and this new program is going to make sure that those sentences get imposed, and we put these people in prison where they belong. And in prison, they're not going to continue to break into our houses and our cars.
And basically, prosecutors will be making sure that you track these people and let the judges know, hey, these are guys that you need to be concerned about. Is that how that works?
Exactly. We've got detectives, our repeat offender project, that follow those prolific offenders. So they follow them. They put together good, strong cases. In many cases, catch them committing additional crimes. So now there'll be district attorneys that will do the same thing. They will follow those cases. They will look to see if there's other cases. They will consolidate those. And then after the underlying crime is convicted, then they'll go back for another hearing, which is habitual offender hearing. And they'll present the paperwork to show that there's been previous convictions, and then there's a mandatory sentence that follows.
Albuquerque Police Chief Ray Schultz joins us this morning. If you have a question, give us a call for the chief or a comment. And I know one of the things that, that your crew, if you will, is doing. You're getting ready for the state fair, which is coming up pretty quick.
We are. Every year before the state fair comes to town, we go out in a very proactive manner because a lot of folks come into town, a lot of people come and they bring criminal activity with them.
Right.
So we're already in the process of doing sweeps in the area. Folks that live in the area that we know kind of take advantage of people, commit other crimes. If they have warrants for their arrest, we're picking them up. I think we're doing 3 or 4 a day, making folks arrest. People have outstanding warrants, educating the businesses, and then, of course, when the fair comes to town, we'll have a very strong presence to help with traffic control, and then, of course, any undesirables who may show up.
Undesirables, good word right there. All right, let's go to our phones right now, and Javier from Albuquerque joins us with a question for the chief. Go ahead, Javier. What's your question today?
Hello?
Yes, hi,
sir.
You're on the air. What's your question?
I'd like to know, with all the manning that the police department has, what are the hours that the police officers work?
Okay.
Well, we'll have the hour. What we do is we've got officers that work all the time. So we have shifts that come on, and what we do is we kind of stagger our staffing with our calls for service loading. So there's 3 primary shifts, day, swing, and grave. But we've also got some shifts that overlap. Like we've got a shift that comes in at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon that works till 3 in the morning. That's a team that can kind of pick up when calls for service go up. Usually when people come home from work, we see an increase in calls. And then, of course, during the evening hours with bars, we see more DWI arrests. So we have staffing that kind of varies. Each area command has 10 teams, and then, of course, we have our specialty units, traffic unit out during the daytime. SWAT teams, stuff like that's usually working in the evening. We have K-9 officers that work now day shift and evening shift because we saw that we had more and more requests for K-9s to do building searches. So we continue to adjust our schedules, and we actually adjust our officers' hours every year depending on the way calls for service change.
Always keeping an eye on it and adapting to it. Very good. All right, Chief, thanks so much for visiting with us today. We appreciate it. We'll see you next month.
Look forward to it.
All right, very good.